right, welcome back to the D&D show. I am your host Drew with my co-host Dre. We are back to continue on with the NBA playoffs. We are now in the second round. Welcome to the second round, Dre.
Welcome to the second round, Drew. We both made it, man. We both in
Yes.
there. Both
We
in
made
there.
it. We made
I think
it.
it
But
was
before we
I
get
think it
into
was
any of that,
yeah,
we got to recap
of course.
past week. What happened? What's going on in our personal lives. Let's not get too deep like we did last.
Blessed and highly favored over here. This week was a big week for us because we put Hallie in daycare. So yeah, first week of daycare for the baby, which is cool. We're both like back to working full time, so we'll be able to make some more money. So
That's cool.
always nice to make a little bit more money.
Daycare expensive though, right?
Yeah, it's expensive, but it's one of those things you have to weigh out. You're like, is it more expensive than like dealing with like one or maybe one and a half income because someone's staying at home and not working full time, or
Yeah.
is it less expensive than? Well, you know what I'm trying to say, like
Yeah, if your other job can't pay for just daycare,
exactly,
then you don't need to have that other job.
exactly, and that's
Yeah.
the thing you have to weigh out. So yeah, you get it,
Mhm.
Like if you go into work just to pay for daycare, you shouldn't be going to work. So, but
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
blessed. We're blessed, and yeah, we can afford it with the two jobs. So
Yeah. Two-parent household. Yeah.
we chilling.
Great. Yeah, we chilling. I'm chilling too. Nothing much has changed from last week, so I ain't gonna get into too much. It is what it is. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm alive. Every day alive is a blessing. I'm still working. I got a job. Right there. Boxing's going good. Oh, I do have an update on boxing. So I did start training Monday before I even got my evaluation from Tito because I was feeling so good. And I trained Monday and Tuesday. No hiccups and nothing like that. So I'm gonna go see Tito tomorrow to get that evaluation, to get the test, and then if he passed me, then I'm full go.
Yeah,
But,
back at it, man. Back at it.
yeah,
Good to hear, man. Good to hear.
38 days, man. 5 weeks. This is week 5.
Good to hear. Since we talk about getting in shape, I'm actually looking into trying to join another men's league, but hopefully in Lakeland, so I don't have to drive like I did
Yeah,
to the team
yeah,
I
yeah.
was on. Yeah, I might be joining as a free agent, so I don't know who the heck I'm gonna be playing with, but yeah, I'm looking into that so I can get back in shape too.
Check the YMCA at Cleveland Heights. I used to have tournaments there all the time. Me and Jacob used to play there. That's the
Okay,
one, Cleveland Heights, right off of with the Hollingsworth.
I
So
will
yeah,
check that out.
check that YMCA out, Cleveland Heights. I used to be a member there for years. My church used to have leagues, whatnot. That's during Lakeland Highlands church.
I will look there
But
first.
yeah, if you need connects on basketball, I got you there. Me and Pete. Oh, I do have an update. Oh, me and Pete Bias, economics teacher I told you about, professor. You know Pete, right?
Yep.
He retired last week.
Really?
Yeah, I got the email and everything. I couldn't go because it was in the middle of the day. Who can go to a retirement party in the middle of the day on a weekday? We're all working. You know what I'm saying? Who scheduled that? It was like Thursday at like 3:00. So this is just for old retired people. This isn't for people that are working. So me and all the professors and all the people that were added to that whole group email and whatnot for years after I graduated college, we were hooping with Pete and all the professors and for years. So it's crazy. I need to turn my phone off.
Yeah, I gotta double check, but I think like my favorite professor was Dr. Clemens. I think she retired.
Oh, Lynn. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's great.
yeah,
Counting, right?
yeah. I think
Yeah,
she retired too.
yeah, she was great.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
she was
Lynn.
awesome,
She
man.
loved me too. I love Lynn too. She was great.
Yeah, she was my favorite, and I look back and I'm like, dang, she gone too. So yeah,
I didn't know she left, so that's cool.
I'm pretty sure I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure I looked and I'm like, man, maybe I can go visit her because I went by to see Alicia, and I'm like, dang, I don't even think she's there. So
Jennifer Dapko's still there,
I
marketing
don't remember
teacher.
who that is. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because
Lovely lady.
the reason I remember her is because she was
I know
playing
why you
some.
remember her.
No, I remember because she was playing Kanye in our class, and
Yeah.
she was playing Gold Digger in our class, right? And she tried to turn it off, and the whole class was like, "Nah, you already had it playing. You gotta leave that on." Because I guess she just played music like before the class and whatnot. They were just like, "Nah, you can't change it now." So yeah, that was funny.
Not at that school. Yeah. All right, we can go forward. Yeah, nothing else on that. Let's get into. I guess we can go into the Lakers first because I ain't got too much to say about the Lakers. At least my Lake Show, we did escape. the first round. We ended Houston 6 games, right? Yeah, and we blew them out in the last game. So I don't even know uh, why we were so heavily, underdogs in that way. But it was because of Kevin Durant. It must be because Kevin Durant didn't play because that team was extremely flawed from the beginning because they lost their point guard at the beginning of the year. So what we can do, we were able to exploit that the fact that they don't have a point guard, and we were able to defend them. So we could defend them, and without Kevin Durant, we can defend them. We can defend them even better, I should say. That series was we shouldn't have been that heavily of an underdog if Kevin Durant wasn't gonna. But the minute Kevin Durant was showed that he was injured, the odds should have changed. But the
Yeah,
odds barely
it-
changed. It was like we still were not good enough. Like no, we're a better team than them without Kevin Durant. We were
yeah,
clearly better than them.
I guess maybe the only thing I can think of is like Reeves was just trying to get back in that series, and you didn't have Luca, so maybe they
Yeah,
thought,
and Reeves only played 2 games. We
yeah,
basically didn't have
maybe they
Reeves.
thought y'all were missing more than what the Rockets were missing, and yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
man. I don't know.
JJ Redick circles around Ime Udoka,
Just outcoached
and
him.
Ime Udoka's a great coach. So
Mm.
I mean, that was Ime was bad in that
So
series.
you're impressed with JJ Redick's coaching?
Yeah, JJ was really good. He understands concepts of defenses and changing up zones and,
Hmm.
and how to defend. He understands basketball. It's very clear. He understands basketball. He's a basketball nerd, and you could tell from his podcast before he even became a coach that the man knew basketball. So it wasn't a that thing. It was an experience thing. He hadn't had no experience being a head coach, even at the middle school level. He was just a dude coaching his child before he became a head coach in the NBA.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like not the best resume, but
you
hey,
know how that goes.
first round. Hey, man,
Only in America. But
there's a
yeah,
lot. Hey, there's a lot of coaches that have not made it out of the first round of the NBA like
yeah.
playoffs. So hey, props to him for that.
And JJ had no Luca, no Austin
Yeah,
on his roster, and still was able to get the team to play good defense. And
yeah,
the way that JJ switches up the zones and the coverages and teaches how to properly rotate, how to not overly commit to a dude that can't shoot the three. Like you can tell that they teach it and they drill it,
hmm,
And chopping your feet, that's a lost art in basketball. Chopping your feet. Remember they used to teach you chop your feet before
yeah.
you
On the
contest.
close
They
up,
don't
yeah,
do that. It's just nonsense jumping in the air. And
yep,
that's why you see all those dudes getting 3-point shots and getting hit. Getting in
yep.
the landing zone
Getting,
because if
getting
you
hit
chop
or
your feet, you don't have any landing zone.
yeah, they either get hit or they pump fake, and the defender just goes flying
Yeah,
by,
flying by, right?
out of the play. Yeah,
Yep.
it's not disciplined, but it's
So
I
we did escape. We got to, and we're playing. Our reward is the champs.
guess
The champs who have beaten us by an average of over 20 a game in the regular season. They beat us by over 20 a game, the highest ever, I think,
it's not bad.
in a second round matchup.
Yeah, that's regular season though.
Yeah, but 20 plus, like we weren't even in the games.
B,
Like we
B,
weren't even in the games.
BTA is what we call that, right?
Yeah. BTA. So I was already thinking, yeah, we had no shot and whatnot, especially without,
Luka.
without Luca. But we played pretty well, and I love JJ Redick's strategy of just straight up doubling SGA and then going straight into rotation. So just like I was saying with y'all,
Y'all forced him into a
Detroit,
lot of turnovers. Y'all forced him
yeah,
into a lot of
yeah,
turnovers.
because we just doubled straight up. We just
Yeah.
like the minute SGA started to become a problem, we doubled it.
Mhm.
It was almost like Steph where they double him at half court, but it wasn't Steph. SGA is not
Yeah.
that kind of threat.
Just blitz him. Yeah,
Yeah, so we just blitzed them. Right,
yeah,
that's what we did. We blitzed them, and it worked. It worked, and because they're down a man, they're also down their second best player or one of their best players. We were
oh
able
yeah.
to basically
Williams out.
exploit
J
that.
Dub.
But Chet was balling, so we were done. The minute Chet was rolling, I was like, "Oh dang!" They had their second scorer then. That's when I knew that
Yeah.
it was over. But we kept it competitive and we competed. I don't know that there's any adjustments that JJ can make besides using getting Austin easier shots because we're asking too much of Austin. Austin
I
struggles
was gonna
against
ask
athletes.
you. I was gonna ask you about AR-15.
Oh, I was going to get a whole segment about Austin.
What
But
happened?
yeah,
Like, we could talk about that later because
we
I'm
can
like,
talk
what
about it now.
your boy? Like, what happened to your?
Yeah. So my boy was
I
really
didn't
bad.
watch.
He was really bad.
Mm.
Here's the thing about Austin, and the reason why I love Austin so much is because he's a dude that's his entire game is based off of his skill. He's not an athlete at all. He can barely dunk, but he's tall. He's about 6'5". He's got good size on him, so he can make up for his last lack of athleticism with footwork and using his body and using his shoulder.
Yeah.
But he learned how to play basketball like by developing his skills and his wiggle. And he has a great one-on-one game when it comes to in spurts. But if you ask him to just straight up, one-on-one get by somebody or one-on-one back like move backwards, that's where his game has limitations because he's not great at finishing over people, but he can finish around people. Yeah. The problem is OKC doesn't give you any room.
Yeah.
So there's no way to go around. You're just going to either get blocked or you're going to have to take a contested shot.
In my head going into this series, I'm like, if they throw dirt on Reeves, what do y'all do? That's what was in my head into the series without Luke. I'm like, what's the answer for that?
So you remember how I was asking you about Cade? Can he do that pull-up three?
Yeah.
And like off the bounce three? And this is something that James Harden perfected, which turned him into a Hall of Famer. The ability to go backwards as an offensive player and shoot fading away from the defense is a crucial skill for any elite scorer to have. You have to have that ability. Cade does not have that ability yet, but he's gonna continue to develop it, and it will develop over time. Donovan Mitchell has this ability, but his problem is Donovan Mitchell doesn't shoot a great fade. He does a great job of elevating over his defender so that it's not contested because he jumps so high when he shoots. It's kind of like Ben Gordon. Ben Gordon jumped super high when he shot. Yeah. So he elevates so much that he can get it off. But then the great shooters like Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, there's a whole bunch of point guards that are just like this. Yeah. They have the ability to Damian Lillard. They have the ability to shoot the ball off the bounce, but going away. They can create space by going away. So it doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are. If I can go away from you and still get my shot off effectively and efficiently, then there's no stopping me. This is what made me a good basketball player because I shot a bunch of fadeaways because I'm 5'3".
You gotta hope I miss, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's on me if I miss. It's not about the defense. Austin doesn't have the going away from the basket game like Cade. He doesn't.
He's downhill. I think
he's a downhill player. Yeah. And if you're a downhill player against a whole bunch of better athletes, that may not work out a whole lot if you have to rely too much on your skill.
You're gonna live on tough shots, yeah.
Or you have to get to the line, and that's what Austin's been doing for years. He's been hesitating and using his body to get to the free throw line. The next step for Austin is to be able to work on his skills so that he can shoot the ball going away from the basket until he develops that game, or having the ability to off the pick and roll shoot that pull up three. If you can shoot that pull up three off the bounce, this is what Steph Curry changed basketball. If you can shoot that, because that was a bad shot our whole entire lives. But if you can shoot the three off the bounce, off a pick and roll or off a one-on-one, if you can do it off the bounce effectively, and that's a good shot for you, then you become a completely different player. And you completely change, and there's no way to stop that kind of dude without doubling, which is what we did to SGA off the pick and roll and stuff like that. So it's a bad matchup. Austin was really bad. He's my favorite player. I understand people were saying a lot of things to me and online about Austin. I understand that people don't like him because he gets exposed in the playoffs against these much better athletes and great defenses. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it's on you to get him better shots. Like, he shouldn't have to do one-on-one. He shouldn't have to do all this. You need to be putting him in actions and getting him open shots because he can shoot off ball. He's not a strictly on-ball player. Get him better looks.
I was saying similar stuff about Banchero to Tito because for me, I've watched Dirk, watched Melo. Like, Banchero needs to be catching the ball like on the elbow. Then he's one dribble away from the rim if they want to play him too close. And he's got his jumper that he can just hit. Like, if you're money from 15, 17 feet, like, the defense can't really guard you because they can't double you in that area because it's just too easy for you to find a
dunker spot.
Yes, it's too easy for you to find a pass. And we saw it when Dirk won the championship. Dirk was at the elbow almost every possession, and he shot his jumper when he was open. And if they came and doubled, Jason Terry was hitting a three in the corner, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, the triangle offense is built off this concept. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant,
there was literally nothing you can do about it. So I'm like, why is Banchero bringing the ball up the court, dribbling like 30 feet away from the basket? Yeah, it's like he hit a couple threes on us, but he should be pressuring the defense all night long from the elbow to the rim.
Yeah, he should be getting deeper catches.
In my opinion. And part of that, to me, is coaching, and part of that's just him not just knowing. Like, because if you watch Dirk or if you watch Carmelo, Carmelo with his little like triple threat he
Yeah,
was ridiculous. He was
yeah.
ridiculous,
His
bro.
footwork
Like
is
there's
crazy.
nothing you could do with him. So if
That,
Banchero gets to be that kind of player, I think he's gonna be like unstoppable. Like he's gonna
that's
be
the
so
next step.
dangerous, bro. He's
Yeah,
gonna be
because he's
so
not a
dangerous.
point
So
guard. He's a small forward, and
yes,
if you're trying
yeah.
to make him a point guard,
So to me, it's like I was telling him they need a point guard, but there's really not that many true point guards. But they just need another ball handler. Like, I guess people are saying Franz is kind of their ball handler too. But
he's
yeah,
good.
like
Yeah,
Banchero to me proved in these playoffs like he's legit. He's a star. But yeah, for him to get to the next level, he could just cut out all the dribbling. You don't have to dribble that much, bro. Get to the elbow, one dribble pull up, one dribble get to the rim, shoot your jumper, like and get easy buckets, bro. Get
so
easy buckets, force them to double.
that is a good adjustment for them to make. But here's the thing: if they don't allow you to catch the ball at the elbow, then you're gonna catch the ball basically at the 3 point line. That's what happened with LeBron and us because we were trying to play. We were trying to run the horn set. We run a lot of horn set with the double elbow, like people at the elbow, and literally they were pushing us out of the elbow all the way to the 3 point line. So by the time we caught the ball, we were at the
See?
3 point line. So
Okay,
if
see
the
what's
defense is that physical with you, you have
you
to
have
set
to
pin downs to
yeah,
get
that's what I'm saying.
get
You
to
have
the
to
elbow.
set screens. You have to set
Yeah.
screens to get them there. You have to do that, which is fine
But
because
if they can switch everything, if
yeah,
they're that type of
it
defense,
yes.
that's not an answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but
okay, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think yeah, I guess it depends on the matchup. But against us, for example, like if we have I don't know if we have trying to think of who a bad matchup who he was killing Duncan Robinson. If we have
Duncan
Duncan
Robinson.
Robinson
Yeah.
or whatever, like and we bring his man into that action and he gets switched on Duncan Robinson, it's a bucket or a foul pretty much every time if he's guarding Banchero from the elbow like to the rim. You know what I mean? It's a
Well,
bucket or
basically, you got to put Duncan at the dunker spot, and then tell Powell to go set a screen
yeah.
on Duncan's man, so that Duncan can come off that screen to get that catching three. They don't want to give up that catching three, so they'll concede and overcommit to that three, take away that three, and then Paulo can switch, and then he can turn around and catch a ball at the elbow. That's
Yeah.
the only way that to me in that scenario you could do that. If Paulo and
Yeah,
Duncan want to
yeah.
set
You'll have to get the strategies to be there, but to me, like he should be in a position where it's one dribble and I'm at the basket, bro.
he should be able to
He's so
dribble his way into the elbow. That's he should be able to do that. The coach shouldn't have to do that for him. He should be able to do that.
I think it's wasted almost energy for him to do that because Dirk didn't do that. Like
Yeah,
Dirk literally got the ball at the elbow and went to work.
yeah. You gotta remember, Dirk had Jason Kidd. Dirk had
Well,
he had some dudes,
some
dudes that
they
get
do
the
need a
ball.
guard. They do need a guard for sure. They need a point.
He had some, and he had Jason Terry. He had some dudes that were real threats from the perimeter that
Yeah,
allowed him to live in that space.
yeah. I mean, the Magic shot freaking 45% for 2 games from three on us.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was black magic. I was telling you, it was black magic though. But
that's the bad magic. Yeah, the
yeah,
black magic is definitely the bad magic.
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah,
But anyway, let me talk about the Pistons
yeah,
because
yeah.
somehow we survived the first round. I was very annoyed in a lot of games in the first round because it's very clear that the Pistons, with their starting five, which is K, Duncan Robinson, Thompson, Duran, and did I say Tobias Harris? Yeah, Tobias Harris. So he's the fifth. It's very clear we have a spacing issue. We have two non-shooters, and I brought this up before. They're not like, okay, they're below average three-point shooters. They're non-shooters. Like, they don't shoot the three, and Duran and Thompson. So the floor spacing is always an issue. I saw many times during the Cavs this last game where the paint was just packed. You know what I mean? Like, we won the game, but I think the winning streak we're on now is strictly to defense, and I applaud JB Bickerstaff for getting them to buy in and actually play really intense defense. And then it's on Cade too. But I understand a little more now why we play with this lineup with no spacing. Ultimately, Duran and Thompson are screen setters, and Duncan Robinson has the greenest of green lights, and so does Cade, and so does Tobias Harris, and that's just kind of how it works. The offense is literally
Flare
like
screens are deadly. I mean,
he's been what?
these flare screens are deadly.
Though the flares, yeah,
They're deadly.
flare screens are crazy because we
If
didn't
you're
have,
not guarding the guy, if you're going to play Durant and Sar like that, they can set flare screens all night, and you're
yes,
going to get
yes,
wide
yes.
open
They
shots.
they were actually ridiculous. Some of the flare screens they were running, it's crazy. But so that's the idea and that's the concept for the Pistons right now. And I didn't like it before because the spacing was killing us, but I think it makes sense because of how people are guarding Cade. At least how the Cavs guarded Cade. Like they're guarding him like he's Curry. They don't want him to get the ball. Like if he does get the ball, he's got to work super hard for it outside the 3-point line to get it. So Cade's even come and started setting screens for Duncan Robinson and whatnot because I also was frustrated because I'm like, we have to figure out a way to help Duncan on defense. I still don't think we quite figured that out yet. And you given me ideas, but we haven't done really any of that. Duncan's been left on an island a little too much against Harden, and Harden definitely like took advantage of that in the fourth quarter when they tried to come back. Mitchell was just hot the whole game. Harden like really was like, well, he just had a good game overall, but Harden was really
disappointed in Donovan. Very disappointed.
yeah, but Harden was really like attacking Duncan Robinson. It was
He
hard. It was hard to watch. I'm like, God dang.
But you live with that. You live with that. That's
yes.
not Houston Rockets Harden. He can't beat you that way.
Yeah.
He's not going to beat you that way. This is
sure.
not OKC Harden. This is not Houston Rockets.
For sure.
If
but
that's their game plan, that they're going to lose this series.
Yeah, just as a like improving, because you always want to see your team get better.
Yeah.
Just as an improving standpoint, it's like, dang man, we have to figure out something we can do so that there's not so much pressure on defense for Duncan. But I understand the offense now, and I understand like, okay, he doesn't trust someone on our bench enough to bring them in over our starting five because he doesn't think anyone on our bench besides Dennis Jenkins is going to hit shots consistently, which is probably fair.
It is fair. There was 82 games in the regular season.
Yes, which is probably very fair. So I'm like, okay, we have to deal with the floor spacing. And the idea in the offense is for Cade, Duncan Robinson, or Tobias to get a shot because that's just how it is. Like that's the offense. But the good thing is, with the way Duncan Robinson, like the gravity he has out there is ridiculous. So when someone can't get over the screen and the screener helps, there's all kinds of space for Duren and Thompson to run, and Duncan's been finding them. And what I've seen Duncan do a lot of times is he won't even like he will shoot bad shots like on purpose. Like it is like this is a three, it might go in, it might not, but I got a good chance to get this offensive rebound because two people came out here to contest me.
Yeah.
So it means we got an advantage to get a rebound because Thompson is one of the best freaking athletes in the league, and Duren is strong and athletic and also like a good athlete. So I understand it now. Like, and when I see Duncan take a bad three, I'm like, that's fine because he basically drew two because one person couldn't get off the screen. The person that was like underneath the screen came out to contest him, and I'm like, okay, I understand it now. And then Tobias like just looks for a good matchup, goes to the post, and if all else fails, get it to Cade, and Cade's gonna get a bucket. So the offense makes sense now, but obviously, like after the season, if we don't win a championship, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, we need another player that can space the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's an offense thing. I think it's because you guys run good actions. I think it's a personnel issue. You don't have that guy that you can like trust to be a one-on-one player. You need that second one-on-one scorer. You need it. Every team does. Every team has.
And I think Dennis Jenkins is a perfect like backup point guard. Because I was kind of like disappointed because I think Schroeder played well for us last year. So when they got rid of him and it was like LeVert basically to replace it, I'm like, bro, that's not good enough. I'm like, bro, that's not good enough. So then when Dennis Jenkins came along, I'm like, you know what? You might actually be good enough. You know what I mean? Like he played good defense against Schroeder when he came in. He's been streaky in the playoffs.
He's got to shoot the ball better. I don't know what. I thought he would.
Yeah, he has it.
He against us all day long.
It's playoff pressure, bro. It's playoff pressure. Like he got to be. He's got to settle in. Got to settle in. So,
I don't understand. Like,
the mid range is still falling for him, but he just hasn't been hitting the threes as often.
That's what we were talking about. Because then they were guarding Cade that way. That's why they were guarding him that way. They were face guarding Cade off ball when Dennis had to pick and roll because
and
Danish couldn't make them pay. The minute
it's
Danish makes them pay, they can't do that to
yeah,
Cade.
but it's so crazy though because at least so far in these playoffs, like Tobias Harris and Duncan Robinson have been so efficient that it's
Yeah.
like if y'all want to face guard Cade, bro, we will take that 4-on-4 because you got to guard Duncan and you got to guard Tobias, and they're putting so much pressure on y'all. And I'm like, if all you have to do is mess up the pick and roll defense, and Duran and Thompson are getting dunks, so
Yeah.
the offense is really working even without the spacing because Robinson, Tobias Harris, and Cade are just playing crazy basketball. They're
And you
all
need to
playing really well.
use Cade as a screener. You need to
Yeah.
use
Oh,
Cade as a
he
screener.
was. If you were watching last game, he was screening a
Yeah.
lot because they were face guarding him. It's like, bro, I don't.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
they were playing possession when he was standing there, being face guard. Like, all right, I guess I'm out of the play. Like,
yeah,
like
nah,
what is
bro.
that?
He's like, nah, bro. Let me
Don't
set
do
the
that.
screen
Like,
and get some space. So
like, go set a screen because even
Yeah.
if they're face guarding you, you can affect the action off
Exactly.
ball. Even while the pick and roll is happening, you
Exactly.
can have actions happening off ball.
He
You didn't
was
have to
setting-
stand there.
he was
He
setting
was
a lot.
doing it some, but there were multiple possessions. I'm like, why is he standing right there?
Yeah.
Like, don't stand there, dude. I think he
Yeah,
was
and
tired.
well, sometimes in my head, I'm like, okay, if Dennis is out there, I'm not okay with him just standing. Like, if you need a blow, get a blow. Like, take a possession off because he was gas. He was playing real good defense.
Carrying it.
But if Dennis is out there and he can run on the opposite side of Cade, a pick and roll with Duran, like Dennis is gonna get us a good shot. So I'm like, okay, so you lose a help defender if you're face guarding him, and Duran actually got a better chance of getting buckets at the rim. And in this game, Duran didn't get
you
like
talking about face guarding him from the corner or from the elbow.
Pretty much. Well, they've been
elbow three.
They've been pretty much just like, hey, we're staying with Cade. Like,
yeah, but they can only do that from the corner. They can't face guard him completely unless it's from the corner. Because if they do that on the elbows, the elbow three, then Dennis Jackson's gonna get layups. He's gonna get layups on that pick and roll.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So like, I think their strategy this past game was like, we're gonna try to let Cade not get the ball. So I think that's why you saw the rest of the team. And Cade didn't shoot the ball well. They actually defended him well. He didn't shoot the ball well. But the rest of the team played so well because it's like, okay, this person's not helping on defense. So we basically are playing 4-on-4. Dennis can get his shot anytime he wants with a pick and roll. Duncan Robinson's going to come off a couple screens, and you got one less help defender. So his impact is being felt even when he's not making shots because of how they guarded him this.
You still have a problem with spacing because at the end of the day, they can face guard Cade if they don't have to guard two other players on the floor.
That's true. That's true. But the problem
he has to hit that jumper. Dennis has to hit that jumper because they face guard Cade. He's got to be able to hit that jumper.
But Dennis isn't always playing. Dennis is our scoring off the bench.
Yeah, I'm just saying with Dennis.
So for the starters, because Dennis a lot of times is just going to come in to give Cade a breather really and run the second offense. But for the starters, like Duncan Robinson and Tobias Harris are both hitting shots. So it's like, okay, if either one of those are in a pick and roll situation, it's like you have to step up. So it gives space for Thompson and Duran to do their thing. Last night, at least, it worked well because Thompson was cutting to the basket, getting dunks, finding people. Duran was getting dunks like he wasn't getting against Orlando. And I'm like, it's the offense seems to be working, but they did defend Cade well that game, I will say. He didn't shoot.
Duran has to hit that jumper. He has to hit that jumper because then you have to that dude has to guard him. Yeah. He has to hit that mid-range jumper. He's got to hit it.
Yeah, he actually doesn't take them that often, but he did hit the one.
He needs to take him more. He's got a good form. It just makes no sense. He should be.
I actually loved overall how he played this game because he got after it. He got after it on the boards. He got some blocks. Yeah. He got
that one seal with Cade with that one seal dunk was in. I mean, that is beautiful basketball. Like people that coach basketball, they like that is a beautiful. You get I think it was a rebound or a steal, it was a turnover or something like that, and then you get a semi-fast break. You got an early seal, and then you got a guy in the middle of the basket, basically just walling the dude off. Cade, all he do is just throw. I could have made that pass.
Left-handed pass.
All you do is throw a ball in front of Durant, and he gets a dunk. That's a beautiful basketball. That's how you play.
We didn't, and the Magic, I will say, defended way better than the Cavs did last night.
Yeah, they're a better defensive team.
But we still have, and the reason that Cavs went on the run towards the end was Duncan Robinson was just getting beat off the dribble. So I'm like, okay, we still have that issue. So I don't know. We have to figure out where we can help Duncan Robinson, or maybe press a little bit more so that all those drives are late in the clock, so there's
Or
only
a
like
quick
one
double
decision
like
they can
we do
make.
with
You know what I
SGA.
mean?
You can
So,
quick double. You guys can quick double and rotate. That's if we can do it. We don't need
yeah,
to
because
defend.
Thompson is such a good athlete that it's like whoever you're guarding, bro, just come with a quick double and get back because
Yeah.
you're that much of an athlete. And
But
yeah, we
that's
just
only if Asar's close enough. Like
yeah
the
we
double
got
has to come from the
you're
closest
right.
defender. You
Yeah,
don't
we
get to
gotta
pick and choose with that.
we're
You
gonna
got
have to we're gonna have to time it right.
yeah, you got to time it right. Yeah.
Shout out to
Well,
Struce.
on the drive, all you gotta do is tell Duncan, give him space, give the
Yeah, yeah,
defender
yeah.
space, and then
Mhm.
on the drive,
You
that's
come.
when you double. You don't
Yeah,
double before the drive. You double on the drive. It's a lot harder to make passes while you're dribbling the ball down the court, or
yeah,
while you're trying to drive to the basket. You just got to double on the drive and
yeah,
tell Duncan to just don't give straight line drives. Play him straight up. You're gonna get beat,
yeah,
but as long he's gonna have to at least take 2 or so dribbles to get by you if you square him up. If you play him left or right, then it's gonna be straight line drives and buckets all day long.
yeah.
Duncan
It's
just
like
has to be a
it's like
better on ball defender for 2 seconds,
yeah,
and then you
exactly.
can
That's I
help
think they
someone
used
out.
to say guard your yard or whatever, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how it is. And I don't know if the resolution is like Duncan just push him right, bro, and force him to drive right all day and see if he can finish to his right side, or I don't know, bro. But
I mean, yeah.
it
Now you're
wasn't
getting into ice stuff. Like if you want to ice the screens and
yeah.
rolls,
And it,
yeah.
well with Harden against Duncan, like he didn't want to screen, like he was just like I'm going with my
Oh, you're just talking about
you know
ISO.
what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm going with my
yeah, no,
tween
nah,
and just pushing you. So,
nah. Because Harden's
like
his signature move is his step back to the right. That is not something you do not want to play him like that. You don't
I
want to
don't
play him
know.
like that.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't want to play him with Duncan Robinson after last night, but we gotta figure it out because I used to be
But
like, yeah,
you cannot force him. You cannot force him
I
right.
used
You cannot because that's what he wants to go. He wants to go right and take that step back three. You do
yeah.
not want to do that.
How
That's
many?
the
But to me, it's like,
left hand
is
shooter.
he,
That's what he wants.
but to me, it's like he's got to hit that consistently. And obviously, like Hall of
He made
Fame
a career
career,
out of it.
but he's not in the same shape. So it's like with threes, because it's just like LaMelo. If you miss two,
Yeah.
are you taking that third one? Because then you hurting your team. If you
Harden
missing
is. We saw
threes,
it. We saw
if,
it.
if you
Harden
missing
is.
threes, we rebounding and we running. Like now you're hurting your team. So what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What's the next move? So because the thing is, like, he wasn't hurting us with threes last night. He was hurting us because he was cooking Duncan Robinson and getting layups,
Getting to
or
the
free
paint,
throws.
the floaters.
So that's what we just gotta
But
figure
to
out.
me, that's when you're trying to shade somebody left and right. You're not getting floaters in that when you're playing someone straight up
He was
unless you're
just
just getting broke up.
he was just getting beat,
But
bro.
if you're forcing somebody left or the right, that's when you give up floaters and layups and whatnot. When you're
Yeah,
trying to square somebody up, you shouldn't be giving up straight line drives.
he was
That means Duncan Robinson, you just gotta be better, bro. This is
he was getting cooked, bro. He was getting cooked. I can't lie. It was in the fourth quarter. I was like, yeah. So this is where we need to make an adjustment because it's gonna be the same thing. Like, say we face OKC, they're gonna try to get that SGA and Duncan matchup, and it's not gonna be pretty. That's
Yeah, no,
that's
you
kind
just got
of
double. When it comes to
where we
SGA,
are.
you just got double.
That's
That's
where
what
we
I
are
do.
because they're gonna get to their spot and it's just gonna be money.
Yeah,
So
so how
yeah,
you feel about this series, man?
we'll
Close it
figure it
out.
I mean, I feel good. Obviously, winning the first game is great. Um, and that's my only like adjustment is how do we stop Harden from having the fourth quarter that he had, where he was just driving by Duncan Robinson and just getting to the rim. So that's all I'm looking for next game is like,
I
okay,
don't think you
our
need to.
defense. Our defense
Too
was
late.
intense. We got after it on defense, and that's what I've loved over this like 4 game winning streak. Is we just been battling on defense. It's been nice to see, but uh, when a team is able to go out a matchup like that, I just like, okay, how do we adjust? How do we adjust, or how does Duncan just play him better? Like, can Duncan just watch tape and be like, all right, this is how I got to guard him, or do we have to?
You can't ask him to do both. You can't be asking him to do all these actions on offense and running around and doing all and being like you can't be doing that and then asking to defend.
Yeah,
You
well,
can't.
towards the end of the season, I was actually when I was like, okay, we wrapped up the number 1 seed. I'm like, now I want to see him put in a zone because it's very clear that we don't want Duncan Robinson guarding like good athletes 1-on-1. Like, I've been watching this all season, so I'm like, I want to see him like find some kind of zone that works to where they can't just pick on Duncan Robinson, and we haven't really done that. So that's the one thing I'm like, okay, like can we figure something out? Like, can we do some kind of like matchup zone or something like that? where Duncan Robinson just got a guard on the wing, and he just not in an isolation situation at the top of the key where it's like, yeah, so
This is why Strus got paid, by the way. People were like,
defense,
"Oh, why you get paid?" This is
yeah.
why Max Strus got paid.
Struce was
Strus can
Struce was
defend too.
yeah, Struce was
Strus can
ridiculous
shoot
last
and
night.
he can defend. He's
Struce
not a
was
liability. He can do
Struce was
both.
that guy last night, bro. He
Like
was balling.
I'm saying, yeah, he was that guy last night. But Strus can also defend.
Yeah.
He can defend. He's not a liability.
No, I know.
Those two were on the same team, being coached by the same coach and all that. So it's not an effort or it's just this dude's he's a better athlete than Duncan Robinson.
He could just guard. He could just guard. Like Struce was, to me, Struce was the main reason they stayed in the game. So.
He would have been the perfect player for y'all to get. Yeah. Instead of Duncan, he would have been. But he got paid for a reason. He's a valuable player. He's a 3-and-D wing, legit 3-and-D wing.
Yep. I love what Duncan provides us on offense because he really does like he has that gravity. Like he's pulling defenders towards him because of his shooting. But we got to figure it out on defense, man. We got to figure it out.
I don't think so. I think your defense is fine.
Overall, the defense is great. I'm just worried about that matchup and how often that's going to happen. Not just Harden, but same thing with Mitchell. When Mitchell saw Duncan was guarding him, it's like, all right, well, this is a bucket. This is a bucket, but I think maybe because he could probably guard them for 3 or 4 seconds, but we can't have 10 seconds on the clock and it's ISO, and that's where it hurts. So I'm like, okay, do we have to about that? How you feel about the Lakers?
Yeah, I'm grateful that we made it to the second round. I have no expectations of us winning any games this series, but LeBron James was incredible.
Yeah.
What a blessing he is to be on the Lakers. 21-year-old. He is an inspiration. He was incredible. I'm very proud of my Lakers this year. So this year is a win for us. I know it's we in this championship culture, rings or bust, whatever. I don't live in that era. I've won multiple championships. I've won 6, actually. 7? No, 6. I've won 6. I think it's laughable when people talk about it's a ringer. It's either win a championship or it's a failed season. That's nonsense. I haven't given completely up on the season, but I have no expectations for us to win a game. I don't see how we win a game because they have the OKC. What they present is a problem that I haven't seen in many, many years. Usually, a team has bad defenders on their team. This team does not have any. They have their entire roster can defend. That doesn't even make any sense to me.
Bro, that's how it felt like when we were playing the Magic. And I think that's why, at least in this first game, the Pistons came out and they're like, wow, we could actually score a little bit. So, the Magic. It's I think they're weak. I swear, their weakest defender.
McCain. I have no idea who this dude is. No idea. To defend.
Athlete. Yeah, athlete.
To defend and he can shoot.
All of them can guard.
You said 50 games. Now I'm starting to think, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about this. I might, because they're legitimate 11, 12 deep. I might be wrong about this. It's possible that without SGA they could win 50 games based off of how deep they are. I may be completely wrong about this. They're that deep. I was questioning it a little bit. I was questioning it a lot, honestly, with the West the way it is. But they could possibly win 50 games without SGA. If they had Jalen Williams as their lead,
if the rest of their team was healthy, they would get close to it. I'm telling you, that's what I was trying to tell you.
I have no idea who this dude McCain is. No idea. And he's a legit player that can defend and shoot.
They actually just brought him in, but before that, they had the Cason Wallace, and they had this other light skinned dude. I can't remember his name, but he was
Mitchell.
Wiggins, I think. I think it's
Jalen Williams. Oh, Aaron Wiggins.
Aaron Wiggins, or something like that.
All the Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams is the big dude. AJ Mitchell.
They've had all.
McCain. I'm forgetting his first name. I think
McCain came from the Sixers. They just got him. But
I had no idea. It's insane. Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, Caruso. Their entire team is a bunch of 3-and-D dudes. It makes no sense at all.
And it's funny because Chet doesn't have the most appealing game, but it's he's kind of like Chris Bosh was for the Heat. You know what I mean? For the Heat, it's he's actually really talented. He's just the third or fourth option, so you don't see it that often. But then he has a game like that, and you're like, well, shoot, he's still a factor. We still have to guard him. So they have a crazy roster, and I don't know how they put this together.
They can't keep all these people.
And I think it's when I think when it hit me was when Dort start hitting threes, because now I'm like, okay, bro, that happened a year ago. I'm
That
like,
happened 2 years
yes,
ago.
exactly,
When he
exactly.
became a 40% team, I'm like, oh
Yes,
no.
when Dort start hitting threes consistently,
That's when it was over.
I'm like, well, what do we do? What do we do now? And now, I think it was just this year where the other Williams guy just start hitting threes too. I'm like, he's your big man. He's hitting threes now
Yeah,
too.
Jalen Williams.
What are,
Yep.
I'm
Jalen
like,
Williams said, yeah, yeah,
what
yeah. It's,
exact?
yeah,
What are
it's a
you
wrap.
supposed to do? What are you
It's
supposed
a
to
wrap.
do?
There's
Like
nothing
this
you
team
can do with
is
this
just
team. There's
crazy.
no way. I don't
Like,
see any way you can beat this team without. I honestly, I need to see the Spurs series again because I don't see how they beat this team.
yeah,
Wemby must
why?
be so much of a cheat code that he
Yeah, Wimby.
overcomes all of this because this
Well,
doesn't make any sense. They
Wimby.
defend too, the Spurs, like crazy.
Wimby forces you to shoot jumpers, bro. Like he
Yeah,
forces you into like
12
bad
blocks
shots
is
when you
crazy.
go into the paint. Like it's crazy, bro. It's
12
insane.
blocks and it's an afterthought. Like, right, yeah, he had 12 blocks. It was an easy 12.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't a difficult 12. These were volleyball blocks,
yeah.
volleyball spike blocks. He could have waited a half a second
Well, it's
before
like
he blocked all those
he
shots.
doesn't really have to jump for a block, which is the frustrating thing. So it's like you pump fake him. He doesn't have to jump, and he can probably still block you. It's not even fair, bro. Because you
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
pump fake to get them off balance. It's like, bro, no, I'm still here actually, and I'm still gonna block your shot whether I jump or not, bro. Like
insane,
what?
insane.
Yeah, but
That's the
Timberwolves
series, man.
Timberwolves got a win though, bro. Timberwolves got
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, that was us. People need to put some respect on Anthony Edwards' name. They need to put some respect on this man's name.
yeah.
He was arguably the best player in the world a couple years ago. We were talking about that. But then Jokic had his run, and then it was an afterthought. Luka Doncic and all that. Anthony Edwards needs to be talked about. He's arguably the best basketball player in the world.
Yeah,
Arguably.
turning
Because
himself
defending and shoot,
like
like scoring and defending, like who's better than him as a two-way player besides maybe Kawhi? Maybe.
yeah. I mean, I didn't watch last game, but that was my knock on him for a while is that he didn't have the effort on defense. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
but that
he's so
hasn't been the case in a couple
yes, but
years.
I'm like, but he's so athletic that all he has to do is get the effort, and he's gonna be a monster
Yeah,
on
yeah,
defense. You know what I mean?
he
Like
can defend.
Jaden McDaniels just got to talk him into defending too, and they're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be monsters. Like,
Jaden McDaniels, what a play, underrated. I grossly underrated him too because I
yeah,
thought they were gonna miss the dude that went to Atlanta a lot more. Um, what's his name? The wing. I thought they were gonna miss him a lot more.
say
And I thought
Atlanta.
he was a valuable
I'm
piece.
thinking McCollum.
No,
But
the wing player that was on Minnesota and that went to the Hawks. I don't know why they traded him
into
away.
the Hawks. Who are
Um,
you talking about?
what's his name?
Oh, nah, no. Wait, he was at Minnesota.
Yeah, he was on Minnesota. Who you talking about?
Uh,
I can look him
Nikhil
up.
Alexander Walker.
Yeah, I was gonna walk. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna walk. Yeah, great player. Like you want that kind of player on your team. He defends and he can shoot the ball. I don't understand why you would ever get rid of a player like that. That's the exact player you want. But
Yeah, he had
somehow they were able to
a
get rid of
crazy
him and
regular
still
season.
play Jaden and still, man.
He had a
Minnesota very
crazy.
shocked. They're not going to win that series, in my opinion. That was just one of those shocker games. I expect the Spurs to win that series, probably win it in six. But because Wemby is, Wemby can't play worse than that offensively, so you can't expect that to happen again to Wemby.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like it's on Fox and what was his name, Harper, and the other guards. I think it's on them really to get points. Like I think Wemby's impact is always just. I mean, he's gonna score, but I feel like he was passing up some threes this game when earlier in the playoffs, like he was just pulling up from three whenever.
No, the
I
problem in
think,
this game was that he was shooting too many threes.
oh, was he? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was the problem.
yeah, and
Ball wasn't falling, he kept
that's
shooting
the
it.
thing. Like, so as a bigger player, like not just Wimby, and I know we've been on here longer than whatever, but like, how do you balance like shooting the three and going inside? Like, how do you balance that, Drew? Like as a
You have
big
to
man,
figure.
because
That's what Dirk perfected. That's what made Dirk elite. Because Dirk was getting layups from that elbow. He would get that fall away jumper. Whenever his jumper was off, he would get to the line. He would
yeah,
get
one dribble,
layups.
get to the line or
He
get
would
layup.
get layups. He would get himself a layup whenever he needed to get a layup to get his jumper back. Because he was a jump shooter first.
Yeah,
And then if I need to get a layup, I'll get a layup. You just have to be able to get yourself easy buckets. The
yeah,
problem with
as well.
Wemby is he doesn't know how to balance that. Even
Yeah,
when
well,
he's shooting bad, he tries to shoot himself out of the big shoot bad.
yeah.
Get
So
yourself
it's
to
so
the
it's
rim.
really just a rhythm thing, and if you hit
Yeah.
and just keep shooting them, and because like.
You're like me.
Because like Mobley was playing, no Mobley was playing against us, right? And he had an okay game, but I think Tony texted me and said, yeah, combined, Allen and Mobley had like 16 and 12 combined or whatever. something like that. And I'm just like, well, Mobley was hitting threes. I think he hit 2 or 3 threes, but I'm like, I don't know if that's a win or a loss for the Pistons that
Yeah,
he's trying to attack inside. You know what I mean?
yeah. But the problem with Evan Mobley's threes is that they're you go ahead, you can have it threes. So that
Yeah.
doesn't change the game at all because we're allowing you to take that shot. So we're not changing any defense. You're not changing the regular sets. So unless you're hitting that shot consistently, they treat him like Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying?
But he was hitting them. He was. I mean, I would have to see what
He didn't make enough. He didn't make enough. They didn't, if he would have made enough, then they would have went. Nah, I don't believe
I
it.
feel like he was like 2 for 2 at one point, and I'm like, okay, well now,
Yeah.
like, I'm like, now we
Wide
gotta
open. I dare you threes. Like
Yeah.
you're not hurting a defense that way.
Yeah.
You know, over time that's going to play out. Evan, unless he can not consistently make that shot, he needs to stop taking that shot.
I'll have to look, but I think he shot a good percentage, at least last night. I don't know what he's done on the season, but I'm like, well, dang, man, Mobley hitting threes now. But I'm like,
yeah, I can look it up.
Do we give him that shot? And I guess it kind of matters.
He hit his 2 at the beginning, and then it was like, yeah, okay, I don't believe you. Continue to make it 2 for 5.
Yeah. 2 of 5.
Yeah, so he made his 2 at the beginning,
which is a good, that's a good percentage. But yeah, it looks
like
40%. Went cold.
That's a good percentage. That's a great percentage.
Yeah,
but that doesn't change a game. 2 for 5 doesn't change a game because you hit those 2 at the beginning of the game, and then you missed the last 3. Then those last 3 at the end of the game matter way more than those 2 you made at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
that's why you can't look at stats that way.
Yeah,
you have to look at it like from a whole. And let's look at his year average. He shot. Evan Mobley shot. Look at that. He shot 39.3% from 3, but he only took 3.5. So.
Oh yeah, he didn't shoot.
He's not a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, so he's literally shooting. Because against us, it was like, okay, y'all have helped on Donovan Mitchell. It's late in the clock. Like, I'm open. I'm gonna shoot. Not like, hey, we're running the play. You open. Like, you're just out there, and we found you. And because I'm just like, because Duran is not a great. Like, he's not great at moving his feet. So I'm like, because I remember last year against Towns, Durham was getting killed because Towns forces you out to the 3-point line.
He can beat you. He's a legit force.
He shoots it at a clip. And Duran was getting killed. It was the same with Bam. We played, funny enough, I think we played Bam the game before he went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And Bam was killing us, bro, because he was at the 3-point line and Duran had to guard him out there. And he just don't move his feet well. He was getting cooked, either giving up a 3 or getting beat off the dribble. So I'm like,
but you live with that. The way you don't compromise your defense. You guys want to pack the paint, and force them to shoot jump shots. You don't compromise your defense on dare shots. He's open for a reason. You dare him to take that shot, and you can even tell his shot is super slow. Yeah. You can tell he's not a 3-point shooter, dude. You got to load it up like it's like you're charging it up. Like I don't respect that. Why would I respect that?
So you
have to beat me with that shot.
Yeah,
it's a slow shot. So it's like, okay, you're not changing my defense by hitting 2 of those every game. That doesn't change the defense. And that's what he did all year. He shot 39% from 3, but he only shot 3.5. So that you're not changing the team until you become Brook Lopez level. Then where you're expanding the defense, then I'm not respecting that shot, and it doesn't change anything for y'all. It wouldn't bother. I want him taking that shot. I'd rather him doing that than be in the paint, because then he can kill you in the paint.
Yeah, that was the thing I was thinking. I'm just like, is this actually like a plus for us? Do we want him shooting those? Because then he has no impact. Like, you're not getting offensive rebounds. Like, if you miss the shot,
from the basket.
If you missed the 3, we're probably running. So
and you got your big running Duran running
exactly
on the contest to get those seals. Like, that's what you want. You let Mobley do that. You can have all you can eat threes. That's what you do. All you can eat threes. They can't play 2 bigs in this series consistently and win this series. The Cavs are going to have to stagger those 2 a lot more than they're doing.
They did. Yeah, they did quite a bit that game but it was because of foul trouble. So
yeah, that's what it was. But I'm just saying, minutes wise, those two, they got to stagger them more. Those 2 can't be on the floor. They can't. This 2 big lineups not going to work against the Pistons too much offensively, because you're ruining your spacing.
Yeah.
And the Pistons are too good of a defensive team to have 2 bigs out there. It will help you on defense because the Pistons can't shoot the ball. Yeah. But are you going to out Pistons the Pistons? Like, are you going to do the Magic thing? Are you going to do that the whole series? I don't think the Cavs have that type of defense where they can, beat you with their defense. That's not the team that they are.
Yeah, like I
Right.
think it was well, it was yeah. I mean, the Magic definitely showed that they could defend well enough to stay in games and win
Hmm.
games. So
Yep.
the Cavs, at least one game in, don't seem like the same team, and it seems like we can exploit them if they want to face guard Cade with some actions off the ball and getting Cade into the screen. So
They got a real coach, so they're gonna make adjustments, man. So
oh yeah,
this is gonna be a series for sure.
oh yeah, it's gonna be good, but
That was gonna be a series.
if we can get Harden to keep turning the ball over, then yeah, we'll be all right.
All right, my dude. I guess
All
we'll
right.
wrap it up here. Go Lake Show always. Say a prayer for us. The Pistons got a real shot at making it to the finals this year, so yeah, I would say definitely.
Detroit basketball, man. Detroit
Yeah, yeah.
basketball.
This is a historic moment for Dre. So
Hopefully, we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
See,
That'll
bro.
be great to see if you or the Knicks get there. Because I got one of my other boys is a Knicks fan, and I know they've been so much pain made me go through so much pain. So I would love to see some joy and some fans that they don't get joy. You know what I'm saying? I got Luca. I'm saying
Hey,
I'm gonna
man,
be all right.
it was so
Don't
bad.
worry.
I stopped watching for a couple of years. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
bad.
next couple of years I'm gonna be all right. I got Luca. I'm gonna be all right. There's gonna be so much joy over the next couple of years. Don't worry about me, Laker fans. We're
That's.
gonna be all right.
I mean, we got Cade, so it's the same thing for me,
Nah,
bro.
yeah, nah, yeah. Kate ain't Luca Doncic. I
It's
like
this.
Kate. It ain't Luca
You see the
Doncic.
smile on my face, though. We
I
got it.
like
We got Cade, bro. We
I
got
like
Cade.
Kate. It
We
ain't no
got
Luca Doncic.
Cade.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
We got one.
One.